So, how to kill your island behind this little silly name project is in fact an academical project. Myself, Jad and David are two other classmates who couldn't be here today, but we together worked on this project for our master degree, so not for the master thesis, but it's for lessons to understand a bit better the game technologies. And we made this this prototype to learn 3D and Unity and game technologies. So the first idea that we had, the first question that we asked ourselves is about environmental awareness. We wanted to do a project about environmental awareness. And we had the feeling that the communication, when it's about environmental awareness, is often throwing big numbers, like 422 particles per million is the amount of CO2 in dry air, plus 50% is the rate of CO2 due by human activity since industrial time, and then there is a big graphic, a scary graphics, and here was the problem for us. We already know this kind of numbers. We see them a bit everywhere with some differential, maybe the CO2, maybe it's the temperature of the Earth. But we see this number and we see them so many times that we unfortunately kind of get used to it, and we don't really know and understand the impact anymore of this number. We don't really feel the magnitude of this number. And they are scary, they are still important and relevant, but we don't really know why anymore. So our approach was to take an opposite direction, some kind of a satirical tone, to maybe try to raise some idea and awareness, but in a different approach. As I said, the impact and magnitude was important for us. We wanted, through our serious game, to feel the impact and how fast things can go and how out of hand it can go. For that, we wanted a board game look and feel. We wanted like a top view camera to have this kind of feeling of control over our world. And we wanted, for an academical reason, to do our own assets, so to create with Blender in 3 dimension our own assets, and not rely on third parties' assets. So, what is about this opposite direction, this satirical tone? We wanted to put you in the shoes of someone who will kill an island. So, here is Charles-Edouard. Charles-Edouard is an eccentric multi-billionaire. He has always crazy idea and project, like, for example, sending his car into space. And the new big project of Charles-Edouard is this island. He just loves this island, and he has a unique project that he wants to achieve in just 4 steps. So, be careful with these 4 steps, it's very complicated. Step 1, arrive in the island. Step 2, create a giant pipeline that relies the volcano to the ocean. Step 3, empty the volcano into the ocean. And step 4, create a giant resource hostel in the volcano. This crazy idea that he has, it's like an excuse for us to have this satirical tone, and how impactful will be to create this crazy project. Here is some view and some videos of the prototype. So we have typically the start. I don't know if the video is working. So we have the generated island with a volcano in the middle, like kind of volcano. It's more looking like a bowl of soup, which was the big idea. And we generate this island with this some kind of relief. And you have the action to the left, where you can build the pipeline, but as you can see, it costs a lot of money. On the right, you have some time to do that, to create your hostel, and you have the CO2, the amount of CO2 generated by your action on the right. Slide. Here you have an idea of how it works. So you have to destroy the forest and the earth to have minerals, to have some rocks to create your factories, to generate money. Then here you have an example of some other buildings that you can create with the amount of money. You can see on the right that the CO2 is slightly going up. You have the time limit that continues to go, and you have the money on the left that increase with the time. And you create your buildings like that to, again, make more money. That here you have an example of the pipeline with just some tiles that you create, and you have to rely to do the connection between the volcano and the ocean to have this crazy project to empty the volcano and to end your game. As you see, you have the level of CO2 at the far right that is going up and up with the amount of time. And at the end, congratulations, you have destroyed your island, and you have a little resume, you have a little feedback on what you do, how many trees you destroyed, how many CO2 you generated, etc., etc. So for the conclusion, it was the first step in the serious game development, our first approach and first idea for a serious game. We wanted to address this serious subject, but in a more light way, and have this feeling of impact and magnitude. As you construct more and more building, you see the amount of CO2 that exponentially grows and getting out of hand. For the next steps for our project is to have a better gameplay, better graphism. Again, it's just a prototype. And we want to have data more impactful. Because for now, for the just amount of time that we had to create this project, we just got some random data. But we wanted, if we want to have the next step, we want to take more real data closer to real life comparison and to real world data. So that's it for this presentation. Thank you for your attention. If you have questions, please ask.
Thank you, Thomas. Do you have any question for Thomas about this game? Let's test. You can keep the microphone.
So Thomas, you said that it was a project for your master degree, right?
Yeah.
Which master?
The master is in HES-SO, is for computer science, so it was very axed to a technical point of view, but we wanted to address still a project about environmental, since it's an interesting topic to address. Thank you.
We have time for another question. Yes, please.
This looks great. I think it's a fantastic start, and it's a really nice, attractive, environment. I'm wondering if you heard of a group called Strange Loop Games.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so if you want, we can talk after. They've created a kind of a simulation environment. It's not as pretty as yours, but it's but the idea is that it's very configurable, so that if you wanted to, if you have a very clear sense of your narrative and how you would kind of engineer these experiences for people, as opposed to creating it all yourself, maybe you could use their environment. It's kind of like a very nice Minecraft that keeps track of like all the different ways of measuring impacts on the world, environment, financial, and allows you to model all the systems and how they interrelate, so you're not just looking at environment in a vacuum.
Okay, nice. I will talk about this with pleasure after that. Thank you.
Yeah, nice job, thanks.
The last question. I have one, Thomas, please. You said it was for your master degree. Did you test the game or with some people just to see if they understand the satirical view of the game? Because it's not new that we have satirical game, but we know sometimes that they don't understand that it's a second degree message.
Yeah, we show the game to some of our friends and around. So maybe it's a little biased, yes, because it's friends of ours, so they have the same age as us. So maybe they are more close to gaming and to this kind of mechanical. So in a purely gameplay way, it's a bit biased. And for the message, for the core of the concept, there was interest by it. I think it will not talk, this subject will not be interesting for everyone, because I think some people will think that the environment awareness need to be serious and to stay serious and not have this satirical tone, which I can understand, but we still wanted to have this different approach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much.